Hi guys, welcome back to the Realized Gains Finance channel. I'm currently in Australia. I'm actually going to be covering what's been happening with the markets, basically what Trump tariffs has been doing, whether I think China is going to retaliate, how I've been trading, and my trading psychology going into this new recession that Trump is possibly bringing us into. So stay tuned for the rest of this video. Remember to like, share, subscribe, join my Telegram channel.
Welcome back to another video. So right now, I'm going to be talking about my trades yesterday. I had a Bitcoin short on the plane, which I opened at 86k. I closed it at 73 and 74k if you check my Telegram channel. And then I went long on Ethereum at 1486. So right now I'm still holding that long, but despite making like 20-30k on my crypto shorts and my equity shorts, I'm actually suffering because of my TLT position. So I am also long bonds, if you guys remember. And because of that, TLT has gone down from 92, 94 to all the way to 90, even 89 point something earlier today. That's after there was talk of Trump cancelling the tariffs for 90 days. So yeah, right now I'm at the pier. It's a sunset, but I'm wasting my time talking to you guys. I'm just kidding. I just want to update about my positions. Aside from that, I think what we really need to see develop is the China and US tariff situation. So what I think about the China tariff is that basically it's how much they rely on each other and who has the upper hand in that relationship. So first things first, I think China relies a lot on the US because they are one of the main providers of their goods, right? And that's also what benefits their trade surplus. So it's also working the other way around because China also relies a lot on the US in that sense, because even though they have reduced reliance by signing participations with a lot of Southeast Asian countries, they have reduced reliance on the US exports to the US for their trade surplus. The problem here is that even though they have signed Belt and Road agreements, they have signed with 52 different African countries, they have a lot of different kinds of agreements that they've made across the world to reduce their reliance on the US. But despite this, the US is still one of the biggest and most rich consumers in the world. So honestly, I think that China would actually have to bend their knee and accept the conditions of the US, because even then, US also has military power, so I think that the danger is there. But another thing is that some factor that I think a lot of financial gurus or people, news sites are not talking about is that China holds the largest amount of US debt. This is what they can do to actually manipulate and play with the US, because they can actually dump their 20-year treasury bonds. That's also why I've been a bit cautious about my my bond buying. As you know, in my Telegram channel, I'm a big buyer in long dated bonds, in TLT. But the issue here is that despite Trump trying to push the initiative of lowering rates, right, and bumping up the long bond price, the problem here is that China and Japan might actually be dumping, because there's the whole component of the yen carry trade that's happening, and also the Sino and American kind of trade conflict that's going on, because they want to hit back at the US for having those tariffs. They probably are already dumping bonds. So remains to be seen how we're going to be trading this next cycle. Honestly, I think we have to really rely on news. You have to be very abreast with market news. So every time Trump is talking, every time there's a new announcement, you best be sure you better be paying attention, because the markets can move at a whim and at a dime at this kind of market conditions. It is very volatile. As a trader, I kind of enjoy it compared to Biden's very slow and boring just run up. I know it's safer in that regard. You know that they're always going to be pumping money into the market, but Trump is more volatile. If you're a trader, you enjoy that. But for me, because I'm on vacation and I don't have as much of the liberty and autonomy of time to keep looking at charts, although I'm trying my best. Honestly, at the flight, I had in-flight Wi-Fi. Even at now, I'm watching markets at night. At least for the key hours, it's very important to have reminders and set alarms so that you know when and what to look for. If you see any news basically of China trying to hit back at the US, I think that is going to be a very big headwind for US equities as a whole. And I think bonds are in a bit of a dicey situation right now, but I'm still holding on to them because I believe that actually Trump will win this conflict between China and the US trade war, because I simply believe that they have more of the firepower in terms of, to put things plainly, they really do have the nukes. And even above that, they do have the bargaining chips on their hand because they are the biggest spenders and contributors of China's GDP in that sense. So if Trump wins and he has followed through with whatever he has said he has been doing, I believe that bonds will still go up. He needs to do that to also inflate away the debt. So that's why I'm still going to be bullish bonds. But I think in terms of my that's my core portfolio, but in terms of my satellite portfolio, which is my speculative trading, which actually covered a lot of my drawdowns in other my core portfolio as well. So in my satellite portfolio, which is my main like day trading and swing trading style, I'll be actually just watching for news and trading those narratives. If you ask me for China right now, I'm just going to DCA slowly if I'm a long-term investor, because the valuations are still very cheap. You look at QEP, it went down to 28, 29, which was really like, if you missed the whole China run-up, this was the time to get in. This is still the time to get in, but I think you do it slowly, because this kind of trade tensions don't displace very fast. You know, it normally takes some time. As always, if you like soft content, do remember to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment what you think. I'm of course still learning. I'm trying to navigate the markets as well as you, but I think I have some track record in being somewhat accurate in my predicative aspects of my trading. Yeah, see you guys next time. I mean, probably tomorrow. I'm trying to do this every day now. Bye.